third graders. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, May 6th, and this is today's science lesson. Today, what we're going to have you do is go back to the website that we did our virtual field trip on. So kidssandiegozoo.org, and you should come back to here. And we want you to go back and explore this website. You're going to take the next step in writing an animal report. So about 2 weeks ago, you explored the website, you took a virtual field trip, and you picked whatever animal you wanted to, and you wrote us a one-paragraph summary about that animal. So now what we're asking you to do is take it to the next level. We have an animal report planner writing guide that should have been in your packet. If it's not in there, please email your teachers and we'll try to send you a new one. And it says name, so we want you to put your name, animal. You can put the animal that you're doing. So I'm going to show you an example using a cheetah. So I put animal cheetah, and it says this report is about a mammal. I want you to put the classification of the animal there. So in this animal report, report is about a mammal. In this report, I will discuss the habitat, food chain, and interesting facts about cheetahs. And then it breaks it down to second paragraph. What does your animal look like? So you would describe your animal. Now, when it says, what does your animal look like, please don't just put furry, orange, white with spots. We want you to put the size of the animal, how tall it is, does it walk on 4 legs, 2 legs, how much does it weigh? We want specific details about your animal. Because if I just say it's an animal that's orange and white with spots, well, are you talking about a giraffe? You're talking about a cheetah? Are you talking about a cat? I'm not really sure. The more details you give me, the more specific you are. You give me height, length, measurements. Those type of things help me visualize what you are writing about, okay? It says, what is the habitat of your animal? A habitat is where does the animal live? Where does it come from? But also, what does it live in? Does it live in the water? Does it live in a nest in a tree? Does it live in the ground? Does it live on land? Be very specific. Tell me where the animal's from. You could tell me what continent. If it's specific to a certain state or region, tell me that. Does it live in the ocean? So give me specific details about the habitat as well. And then it says, what does your animal eat? You're going to have to research it. Does it eat other animals, other mammals? Does it eat fish? Does it eat berries? Is it carnivore, herbivore? Give me those type of details as well. What are the predators of your animal? So if I have a cheetah, what goes after a cheetah? You might say lion, tiger. You have to find out what goes after. Predator means what is the predator. You can also include in there what the prey is if you want. So what prey, when it says what does your animal eat, you could talk about its prey. The prey of my animal is, and then when it's what are the predators, what goes after your animal. And then down here, the third paragraph is interesting facts about your animal. Give at least 2 examples. To write a paragraph, you need at least 4 to 5 sentences. So please make sure if you're giving me only 2 details, you're able to break that up into 4 sentences. The more interesting facts you give me, the more interesting your paper will be to read. So this is technically your writing guide, like your rough draft of your writing assignment. It might be easier if you use the same animal, but if you don't want to use the animal that you picked last time, it was a little boring to you, go ahead to the website and pick a new animal. So I'm going to give you an example using the San Diego Zoo website. So I'm just going to go to the first one here. I'm going to go to African cheetah. And right here, it gives me a lot of details just right here. Okay, it tells me it's a mammal. If I didn't know what it was already, it tells me it's a mammal. It tells me it originates from Africa. So now I know where it says, what is the habitat of your animal? I know a couple things. It's from Africa, and the habitat is the savanna desert. So I already know 2 things that I can put under what is your habitat. It's a threatened species. That would be an interesting fact. So if your animal is endangered, if it's threatened, there you have an interesting fact already right here. It tells me it's a carnivore. One of the things it eats is an antelope, so I already got that information. And this is telling me some facts about it. It's 4 feet in length. Its tail alone is 2.5 foot tail. So I'm guessing the tail itself is 2.5 feet long. That's a pretty interesting fact too. I didn't know cheetahs' tails were that long. So you can go down here and it tells you more details. Cheetahs are not strong predators, but they are fast. They rely on their speed up to 70 miles per hour. That's an interesting fact. To catch their prey, everything about the cheetah is built from speed, from their non-retractable claws that act like cleats for traction to their long tail that works like a rudder, to help them change direction quickly. So right here you got some pretty interesting details in the description alone. Says look for their dots. So this gives some interesting facts of how to describe what they look like. It talks about the pattern of their dots. The dots are both small and large. The fur of the cheetah cub is darker than the adults, so they get lighter as they get older. Threats in the wild. As fast as cheetahs are, they cannot outrun the threats they face. Like a lot of animals, cheetahs are losing their habitat as are the prey animals that need to survive. Cheetahs are often viewed as pets by ranchers. Ranchers may shoot cheetahs to keep them from their livestock. So you have some interesting details here. You can also go to other websites to get more information about your animal. Okay, there's other animals that if you go back to, it will give you even more information on them. So it just depends on the animal that you're choosing. So again, if you look at the lion, it'll give you a description. It tells you that it's a carnivore, grassland habitats. Now if you click on the corner of these, it gives you even more detail. Lions prey antelope, zebra, and other hoofed animals. So by clicking this bottom little corner right here, at least for the prey, it gave me some more details on it. Okay? So just make sure you're playing around with the website. Fill in as much information as you can, but you can also utilize other websites. You don't have to use just this one, but I like this one. It does give you a lot of information, but if you have books about your animals or movies that you know that give you information about your animals, you're more than welcome to use that as well, okay? So once you're done with this, we do not want this back unless you are able to make a copy of it to send to us, or you could take a picture. You're gonna need this because you're gonna turn this into a final draft, and then you're gonna take this final draft in one of our last weeks of school or one of our last Zoom meetings. You're gonna do an oral presentation through Zoom on your animal. So don't physically give this back to us in the drop-off unless you're able to make a copy of it. The best thing would be to send a picture of this so that you have this to be able to write your final draft. So if you have any questions on this or your parents have any questions on this, please feel free to email us. Have a blessed day, guys.